Hey everybody, welcome to the Google Ads Bootcamp webinar. My name is Will. I am PPC Coach. That's my website down in the bottom right. You'll see that throughout the webinar. So first things first, can you hear me? And can you see my screen? Just give me a 1 in the chat box. Awesome. A lot of people on here. Thanks for coming on. I definitely appreciate you taking time out of your day to come on the webinar. And let me know too where you're from. We've got 335 people here. So let's see, where are you guys from? Where are you located geographically? Just type it in the chat box there. I'm in London, Ontario, Canada, and it is sunny and warm finally outside. I mean, we're into June, so we should be by now, but that's a good thing. Orlando, St. Pete, Alberta, Pakistan, right on. Birmingham, United Kingdom, awesome. Prince George, BC, nice. Illinois, corn country. Victoria. Oh man, so we have so far the furthest is Pakistan. That's awesome. A lot of Canadians, a lot of Americans, a lot of people from the UK. Love it. Awesome. So we are well diversified today. So what I'm going to do is tell you my goal. My goal for this webinar is pretty simple. I want to help you. I want you to master Google Ads, and that involves 4 types. There's Google Shopping, Google Search, Google Display, and even Gmail. So I don't know if you guys knew, but you can put ads into Gmail right into people's inbox. So it goes to the promotion or the updates tab or the social tab, but it does work. It's very, very cool. It looks like an email from you, even though they're not on your list at all. So that is just awesome. Yeah, that was kind of bad timing for me. Somebody just mentioned the Raptors parade, somebody in Montreal. So I do have that being taped, so I can watch that for sure because I am a gigantic Raptors fan, and they did finally win the championship for us, so that's awesome. I cannot wait to watch that parade. I'm sure it'll be on replay all day too on the sports channel, so that's very cool. Anyway, so who is this one for? This is basically for the following people: people who are sick of Facebook ads being unreliable. Now, I'm not saying I don't use Facebook ads anymore. I certainly do. It's just the performance seems to be up and down, and you get something going. One day it works great, and the next day all your gains are gone. And then the next day it works great, and it's like, holy cow, Facebook! Like, give us some good results here. It's also for people who want to expand their traffic sources, beginner, intermediate, advanced. It doesn't matter if you're promoting your own business, because there are people on here who are looking to promote their own stuff, or if you're promoting your own store or your own products or your own services, it doesn't matter. You can use Google Ads for all of that. When I started, talk a bit about that in a minute. I actually started with Google Ads way back in the day, and I generated leads. So it does work very well for that. It's not just for e-commerce, but it does work very well for e-commerce as well. So what are we doing? Well, we're going to teach you all about Google Ads. Why? A couple of reasons. First, a good coach or a mentor can make a huge difference. Okay. Second, going at this alone can be very difficult. And I'm sure there are a lot of people here who have tried and you've probably been very frustrated because it can take a lot of time, money, and persistence to master something when you're trying to go at it alone. I know I always do that and I blow a ton of money in my tests. So if you stay until the end, I do have something special for you. But real quick, why do I do this stuff? And most of you know me, but there are a lot of people that don't. So there's more to life than sitting alone on your computer making money. Helping others to succeed is almost more rewarding. And I'm just going to go through a couple real quick that I've helped in the past. This is Michael, had his first $10,000 milestone that he hit, which is awesome. Ben hit 1,000 sales on a product, which is fantastic. Cedric just saying that he actually had his first $1,000 day. So that's awesome. I love these. This is kind of why I do it. And I'm Paul. He got even getting your first couple sales from paid traffic is a benefit, like a very good thing to go through. So that's kind of why I do it. Like I could just sit there and keep all this info to myself and run my own stuff, and I do. I do. I actually work in both worlds. So that's why I do it. That's why I put together the Google Ads Bootcamp, because I found people really need training on Google Ads, whether it's for a business or a service or a product or store or whatever it may be. There's not really anything out there that covers all 4 of those types. So more on that later. time for the intro that I will keep short and sweet. I ran a lot of paid ads for this webinar that you guys may have seen. And so a lot of you don't know me. So who am I? Like I said, most of you don't know me, but some may. So that's me. That's my fugly mug. I have 5 daughters, all H names. I live in London, Ontario, Canada. Love helping people with my coaching courses, boot camps, challenges, one-on-one. And I'm the founder of PPCCoach.com, trained over 10,000 online marketers. Since 2007, I actually started in 2005 online before I went full-time in 2007. So I'm a veteran in this online advertising world. That is a picture of my first big check, $17,489.53. So we didn't even have high resolution cameras back then, so I apologize that I can't really zoom in on that. But that was generating leads using Google Ads, and I would sell them to banks in the United Kingdom, and I'm in Canada, so go figure, right? Now I focus on Facebook ads and Google ads again, okay? So after that check, I did say the weirdest thing to my wife as we were sitting there at dinner. She was pregnant with my 3rd daughter, and I said, you know what? I was working as at TD Ameritrade at the time. I said, I have to quit my job to start making money. And you don't hear people saying that too often because it is a very odd sentence. Even I hadn't really planned to say it that way, but when it came out, I was like, that's perfect. That's exactly what I need to do. She looked at me like I was crazy. Then we went downstairs into my dungeon office and I showed her the check, and I did quit my job. So my last shift was actually New Year's Eve, 2006. And I did that on purpose just so I could remember it because I'm really bad with remembering dates. And now I've sold over $1 million in physical products and counting. If you want to see some proof, there you go. There's a couple companies that I use. This isn't even my stores. This is using print-on-demand companies directly. So 604,000 from one, 439,000 from another, 46,000 from a final one. So you can see that the total at the time of this shooting, and I should actually update this because it's a little bit more, is over $1 million, over 53,000 products sold. And that doesn't include my lead generation business or my stores at all. So it is weird to say, but I'm $1 million producer. It's very odd to say. That's not all I do though. I also coach people one-on-one, create courses, boot camps, and challenges for students. So you may be in my group already. You've seen there's like over 7,500 people in there. That's a lot of what I do is help people. So I'm approaching the $1 million mark for my courses and coaching too now. And I work in both worlds at the same time. And the old saying goes, those who can't do teach, and not this guy. I actually practice what I preach, which is unlike a lot of others out there. So enough fluff. Let's get to the training. So today we're going to cover 3 things. Number 1, talk about why Facebook ads are unreliable now, and this seems to be getting worse. Number 2, how to use Google ads profitably. So nice substitute for the Facebook ads is turn into Google. And number 3, how to ensure your success. So if you do have any questions, you can post them in the chat box or go to the free group. A lot of you are already in there, ppc-coach.com/group. That'll redirect right to the free Facebook group, and you can post anything you want anytime in there, and we'll help you out. So number 1, why Facebook ads are unreliable. Seriously, what happened? Like a year ago, Facebook ads were simple. You could launch a simple campaign. You could set the daily budget to $5 per ad set, and you could just watch the money roll in. It was like it was so easy. There was nothing to it really. Like even for targeting, it wasn't that hard. Like if you're selling something for somebody who likes horses, you target like all these horse interests, and it works simply, like very simple, or horse websites or whatever it may be. And you can just fire up any old type of campaign, any objective, even like if the objective wasn't even to get a purchase, it would work. So today, as a lot of you guys have seen, not so much. So why is that so? Well, there's a couple of reasons for this, and I've been through this in the past with Google AdWords as well. Way back in the day, they decided they were going to ban all affiliate marketers from running ads on Google Ads. And that hurt my business quite a bit because I was training people on how to run affiliate offers with Google Ads way back. This is like over 10 years ago. I see Facebook heading the same way with a lot of things. So I'll tell you, the first reason that Google ads are becoming unreliable are competition is definitely increasing. There's so many courses and there's so many programs and there's so many things out there that now it's kind of easy for people to learn it. Even if they're learning kind of outdated techniques, they're still learning it and they're hopping on there. So more people are advertising on Facebook now. I even remember when even a couple of years ago, I refused to advertise on Facebook. Like, well, this was probably over 5 years ago, because I said, there's no way people are on a social network to just be social and they're never going to buy anything and blah, 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 blah. And it took me a while to actually fire up a campaign and test it. And now everybody knows that people on Facebook actually do buy stuff and they actually do go to businesses and they actually do submit their emails and they become leads and they become part of the ecosystem for any business. So it's just totally different now. The inventory too is static. So Facebook is pretty much capped at how many users they're going to have. And they're getting a lot of bot users now too, which is not helping conversions at all. But for our generation, like I'm 44 years old at the time of this webinar, and like a lot of my friends and family and that, we're on Facebook, but I can tell you my kids are not. I have one kid that's on Facebook and she rarely uses it. The rest are on like Snapchat and Instagram and TikTok and all these other programs. They don't even care about Facebook. So that's a bad sign. That means inventory. When I say inventory, I'm talking about the ad inventory is not really going up. Like the users are not really going up. So that's not good. That means that there's more people fighting for the same impression. So that means ad costs are going to rise. That makes it difficult for guys like you and I to actually make this work. So you can't, we can't be running this anymore. Um, well, we can run it, but ad costs have gone up, as you guys have definitely seen. So the second reason is, and this is something that I don't really recommend, is drop shipping from China. For one main reason only. So first of all, like what is drop shipping from China? This is people who, the business model is basically go on AliExpress, and you could go on there right now or after the webinar. You can find a product and they're dirt cheap. Like you pay peanuts for these products, and they are products that we use in North America and United Kingdom and Australia and all over the world all the time, which is fine. You can list these on your store. It's very easy. There's a lot of courses and programs out there on how to do it. You can market these with Facebook ads. Customers wait 4 to 6 weeks for delivery typically because it's coming literally on a boat from China. Like I know that sounds cliche, but that's what's happening. So if imagine yourself, you order something from a website online and then you have to wait 4 to 6 weeks for it. You're going to be emailing that store and that company and you're going to be saying, hey, where's my stuff? Like I ordered this a month ago. It should be here because people are accustomed now to Amazon delivery. And Amazon delivery is like same day or next day or within a couple days. And when they don't get it, that pisses them off. They get annoyed and they stop buying things from Facebook ads all around because they say, well, if I buy something from Facebook, a Facebook ad, and it's coming from China, it's going to take forever. So I'm not going to do that anymore. So they'll take their business elsewhere. Right. So that's why I'm not a fan of this. This makes Facebook try to mitigate the advertisers through algorithm changes, and that basically affects everybody. All right. So it's not good for the legitimate advertisers. It's not good for anybody. It's not good for businesses that are actually, have shipping times that are reasonable. Like I say, even 5 to 10 business days is reasonable. 10 is a little long, but that's what we have to deal with. But 4 to 6 weeks is unreasonable. So remember, Facebook's main goal is to keep their advertisers happy. So not their advertisers, sorry, their users happy. They don't really care about the advertisers. They do because we give them money, but they care more about their users. Because if their users start going to all those other platforms, they're not going to be able to run ads at all. All right, so that is not good. So that affects everybody. The third reason is these guys, these black hat advertisers, these cloakers. The business model is simple. It is simply show one ad to Facebook employees and show another ad to the general population. Okay. Now, if you want to see an example, I'm going to show you here in a second. I just got to find it. Let me just load up Facebook and I'll go to my group because I actually posted an example of one in here. I just got to find him. Oops. Scroll down. He's near the bottom. But I actually have this one guy that continually appears on my news feed, probably about twice a day, and I continually block him, and I block his ads, and I'm just like sick of it. There's a couple of good examples there. Where'd he go? Wait, here he is. Okay, so this is it. So this is an example of a cloaker, and what he does is they set up fake pages and then they run their ads on it, and the pages are like, it goes to their sales funnel and you eventually end up on their actual real sales page. But this is the ad that we see as a general public, but Facebook sees a different ad. So they use some software to determine who's looking at the ad. I don't even know how they do it on Facebook, to be honest, but look at this. So daily news, exact same description. John C. Learn the exact methods that are behind this freedom. And this guy is just flashing money and saying how to make money online, and he's got some course on how to do it. I don't know. I've never bought his course, but I am assuming that his course doesn't really disclose that he's actually cloaking Facebook. So guys like this, there's another one. Notice the page change to PNR Fab. Now notice the page change to Back Support Solutions. Now notice the page change to Daily Profits. And then Bison Self-Employed Resource, same guy. And then Motivation to Money. And then joining the virtual world. And this guy literally has Motive Deal. He has, I think he's got assistants, like virtual assistants, creating ad accounts and pages every single day. And it's just really bogging down the resources for Facebook. So I took screenshots upon screenshots, and whenever I see this, I just report the ad, because someone recently asked me about the guy, and he is definitely a cloaker. So that's one example of a guy that's doing something that is completely against Facebook's terms of service. And I know, a lot of these guys live in fantasy land and they want to actually deny that they're doing all this stuff. And this guy actually did apply to my group too, and I denied it because I really don't want him in there, because that is an example of a cloaker, and that's just a dickhead move. Sorry. But don't do that, because you're affecting my business and my ad costs and everything else, and I don't appreciate that. So that's why I put that in there. They burn through ad accounts. They keep Facebook in constant chase mode. So Facebook has to basically change their algorithm to combat all these guys that are gaming their system. This affects everyone. This makes Facebook ads unreliable for us, because we'll just get a method up and running and working successfully, and then Facebook will move the goalposts on us, because they have to, because these cloakers are just, they're constantly trying to trick the system and game the system, and they end up affecting my business, and that's why I don't like it. If they want to do that on their own, more power to them. But when it affects my ads and my campaigns, that's where I'm not going to tolerate it. Like I'm not going to just be quiet about it. I can't stand it. And I know that puts me as a target for these guys, because they'll start coming after me, but I don't really care. So has this happened to you? Like, you get a method working, then it just stops. And it's kind of like a pro athlete getting injured. And I hate that Kevin Durant got injured, but he was like the best in the world. And then he blew his Achilles. So they get injured, then they're out for a year. So that's what happens with Facebook ads all the time. It is super frustrating, but it does happen all the time. And has that happened to you? So give me a 1 in the chat box if you've had something working on Facebook and then all of a sudden it just stopped and you didn't do anything different. Let me know. I see a couple ones coming in. Yeah, like it's ridiculous. So what's the solution? So you know this, right? It's Google Ads. It's Google Shopping, Google Search, Google Display, and Gmail, which is the one that nobody really talks about. So that's great. What do you do now? Well, there's a couple people who will tell you. So here's one guy that I work with, and he's been in a couple of my courses and everything. Adrian, he just says, a couple of years ago, while researching marketing and advertising techniques and systems on YouTube, I discovered some very detailed and informative videos that Will Haimerl, oh, I almost got my name right, had posted. Found the videos easy to follow, contain a ton of valuable information, and he's a natural when it comes to teaching, conveying information in a manner that's easy to grasp and follow. I've since purchased courses from Will, and I can honestly say that each one is worth whatever the investment was. There are usually dozens of videos in private groups where one can interact and others can expand the knowledge. I also like the fact that he's available at the drop of a hat to answer any questions you may have. Obviously, Will cares about his products, and more importantly, practices what he preaches. Thanks, Will. Here's another dude. I've been following and buying Will's courses since he started his PPC Coach forum. That was back in 2007. He's a great coach, taught us methods that are proven to work. I bought a couple of his courses because he gives you the latest methods and gives us clear instructions to execute them. In summary, his courses are valuable. and money. And then Deborah purchased several courses from Will, all a virtual goldmine of information and direction. He's always there in the groups to answer questions to make sure we've got it right. Never AWOL like a ton of other course designers are. Yeah, true. I've even bought courses and I'm like, ooh, I get access to this big guy, and then he doesn't show up. And I'm like, what the heck? You said you would. Anyway, and he's always done everything himself, tested, tested, tested. So we know it's going to work. You can trust Will Haimerl. I love that. So why would I show you those? To show you that my stuff works. That's the main reason, right? So let's look at the next part now, which is where people get tripped up a lot. And that is the second, how to use Google Ads profitably. So first, I mean, what exactly are they and where exactly do people see them? Let's have a look with some real live examples, and you can do this too, but simply go to, slide this over here, go to Google. Like, it's very easy, and type some in. So what do we want to look for on Google? What do we think? Maybe we like dogs, and maybe we want to find a funny dog t-shirt. So just as an example, we would go to Google, we type in funny dog t-shirt. Now look what happens here. We get some results. So over here, I'm going to explain this on the right hand side. These ones that have the picture and then a description and a price and a website, these are Google Shopping ads. So these companies have listed their products on Google Shopping. So you can see a lot of, and this is actually a really good way to find competitors too. And your smartest competitors are going to be right here. If you're in this, if you're running like a business, odds are they're not on Google Shopping unless they're selling a physical product, but if it's a service, we can still handle that too. I'll show you that in a second. So what would happen is, say I like this one in dog beers. I've only had one, so I want to check that out. So I just open that in a new tab. And you can see it's an Amazon. Actually, it's an Amazon shirt, so that's cool. So this is somebody who's selling this on Amazon, and there's a whole bunch of other ones. I want to actually go to a different site besides Amazon. Amazon is, by the way, they're one of the biggest buyers of Google Ads on the planet. They promote virtually all of their millions and millions and millions of products on Amazon. So some big competition. But here's another one, Zazzle, and this is like a mug. So they're advertising that mug on Google search. So when I type in, it's probably got some keywords in here for the shirt, I imagine. But you get the idea. These images with the links are Google Shopping. You can also view Google Shopping by this little tab. So if you click on Shopping, you come in here and you'll see all the rest of them. And you can think of this tab as kind of an online mall that you can sort. You can look at categories, styles, department, I don't know, men, women, sizes, plus size. So if I only want funny dog shirts that are plus size, here we go. Etsy's got a couple. When it says from seller, that's usually Amazon. Wish.com, which Wish.com, by the way, I'll open this. Wait, yeah, I'll open this one. Wish.com is basically drop shipping from China, which is why they can price things so low. So I think they do mention that when you go to order. But unless they have it in the US, which they typically don't, these come from China. That's why they're priced so low. So Etsy's got a lot. Zulily, I don't even know what that is, but you know what? Let's check it out. So there's Zulily. They're advertising on Google Shopping ads. So this is their website. It's probably a store. Yeah. Just trying to see if it was a Shopify store or not. No, I don't think it was. But anyway, that's Google Shopping in a nutshell. So now the next one is Google Search. So when I go to Google Search, and you can see when I reloaded the page, Google actually changed the page. Google is the king of split testing to find which layout works best. So they're tracking every click, and they're trying to figure out what layout works best for them. So when we look at Google Search, Amazon is the first result here, and you can see it has an ad. So Google Search means you have a headline with a link, and then this is actually all linkable except the description. You have a headline, the website, and then a description. And then they have subcategories here for their website as well. But it's all text. And this is how Google basically started back when they were called AdWords, because you would advertise words. Get it? They switched the name recently to Google Ads because of Google Shopping, Google Display, Google Gmail ads. in addition to AdWords. So there's one result for that. Down if we scroll to the bottom, you can see two more. So here's one, Busted Tea is advertising on Google search. $6 shirts is also advertising on Google search. So if I open that in a new tab, we'll see where they're taking us. They're basically not really doing targeting because they're taking us to their main page. What I would prefer, if I'm typing in funny dog shirt, odds are they have funny dog shirts on here. So I would rather they take me to a page which is a collection or an actual funny dog shirt, because this is not as targeted. So this campaign will not be as effective as if they actually match their ad to what I typed in. So I would give them an F if I were grading this Google search campaign just from the kind of outset. Now, funny pet and animal t-shirts, let's see where Busted Tees goes. So you can see, at least they took me into the pet category. Still, I would give them a D on this because they didn't take me into the dog category. Like, how hard would it be for them to take me to this page, which has actually funny dog t-shirts, instead of the one I landed on, right? So this is just things that, I mean, good for these companies for actually advertising on Google search, but you got to do it right in order to make money. So I don't know if they're just relying on getting any click they can and then using their retargeting and remarketing to get the actual sale, but that's not how I roll. I want to be a little bit more precise. And when I type it, when somebody types in funny dog shirt, I want them to go to my store that has the funny dog shirt showing. Okay, so that's a little bit better. One other thing to note, well, on the Google search results, you can see Google Shopping ads are at the top. So this is prime real estate, this top part. Anything above the fold, and above the fold means as soon as I scroll, that's below the fold. But if I don't have to scroll, this is above the fold. And above the fold and in the first result is what? Google Shopping. So can you guess why Google Shopping is in the top? Because they're the most profitable. Okay, then they put the search ads there. Then they put actual images. And then they put the actual, these are the free results. This is like the search engine optimization. So these are your actual search results from Google. These are the free listings. But look how far down they are. What are you going to click first? It takes you a while to even get here. You're going to click the Google Shopping first. Unless you don't see anything, then you might click the first Google search result. So that's kind of where Google Shopping and Google Search shows. And then I'm going to show you Google Display. So for that, I'm just going to go here and I'm going to go to New York Times. So this is a website, totally not Google, right? But look at this. So Zulily, remember, I just clicked their ad. They are now showing me a display ad from Google. And the way to tell if this is a Google display ad is mouse over it. And on the top right, it'll say ad choices. And if you click that, you'll see, well, they're using Criterio. Oh, so that's actually not a Google ad. I thought that was. Huh. It'll say, why am I seeing this from Google? But they are retargeting, and they could be using the Google Display Network through a third party as well. So there's another ad. So basically, I clicked the website from Google Search, or I don't know if that was Google Shopping, and they are now retargeting me with more products from their store. And we can do this too. There's nothing stopping us. We seem to all be. Yeah, if you mouse over it too, you can see in the bottom left, it says Criteo.com, but they do have Google, and they're probably not going to show me now. Well, CNN has them too. We can head over there. Anyway, the point is, Google display ads show on websites outside of Google. So here's one. Hopefully this is Google. Yeah, there we go. Google, why this ad? This ad is based on websites you visited, time of day, or your general location, like country or city. Control your ad settings, blah, blah, blah. That's how you can tell it's a Google ad. So in my case, I'm Canadian, so I'm seeing an ad for a bank in Canada on CNN. This is a display ad. This is Google Display Network. We could run an ad just like this on CNN.com if we wanted through our Google ad account. Pretty cool, right? Down throughout here, down on the left, you can see more. So even this, so here's Zulily again. They are actually running their own direct. And if I click on it, you can see it's Google. So they're now retargeting me with another display ad on CNN. So I went from Google to their website. And now I went to CNN and I'm seeing more ads from them. So we can do this very easily. And then there's another one, and this is using, again, a third-party service to run these ads on CNN. I don't know why they're doing both. Maybe they're split testing them. But if you ever notice on a website, or if you go to Amazon and you click a product, and then like this one, I will probably get retargeted for this all over the internet now. And that's typically using Google Display or a third-party service that accesses Google Display. So it's crazy. But that is Google Display in a nutshell. The final one, I'm just going to log into my account here, is this. I'm just on another screen for a second, is Gmail ads. So where do these show and how do they look? I'll show you. I just log out of this. Get into my other one. Nope. Okay. So here are Gmail ads. I'm going to show you that. I'll move it over here. So this is one of my accounts for a course that I have. So you know how when you come in here, you have your primary inbox and then you have social and promotions. So it's like the default setting. And most people don't really change this, although you can. And I do have it changed. Like here's my PPC Coach account right there. And I don't have those tabs, but they are down on the side here. Social updates. I could have shown you that too. But anyway, this is what it defaults to. So when I go into social, check this out. Did you ever notice this ad thing? So here's funnel scripts. And funnel scripts is now put an ad in my inbox through Gmail, right? Isn't that cool? Like, so if I click this, it's a nice image, no need for copywriters. So that's your headline, that's your description, that's your call to action, visit the site, boom, go right through to funnel scripts, which is actually launching it's an auto webinar that they're advertising in my inbox for Gmail. Pretty cool, right? There's another one, Elementor, which I actually bought. It's a plugin, and they have parallax effects, everything you'll need to know and understand. So I can visit the site. It'll take me right in here, and it's a complete guide to the effects in 2019. Very cool, right? So they're basically showing me some content instead of going for an auto webinar. And you'll also get ads for other things too in here. And if we go to promotions, you'll see here, there's another one, WP Engine has an ad in my inbox for this. Mobile site speed test, figure out what's holding you back, use the speed tool, whatever, enter the URL, and then your email. Like this is basically what's called a squeeze page. And what they're trying to do is get at least my email, and they're offering it to me by doing some speed test on my site. Because odds are they want me to use WP Engine to speed up my website. So that's pretty cool. There's another one in Toronto Film School. I don't know why they're in my inbox because I have zero interest in acting, but if I visit the site, you'll see, become an actor, get more info. So I'm wondering if this is like a pop-up. Yeah, so here we go, fill out the form. For me personally, just as a side note, I would never want to collect this much information on a form. So I would just collect their email address and then just run them through an email sequence, but they want the first name, last name, phone number, email, state. It's just, and then text messages. Yeah, it's just too much. So I don't know. Maybe actors are a little bit more receptive to that. But as a marketer myself, I would never fill in all that stuff. So you can see that's where it goes there. If I go to my inbox, you can see I've got a lot of emails in here. And I go down the side and I go to update or social or promotions. Let's go to promotions. I may have blocked them, so I don't have them in here, but these, yeah, they're not really showing the ads in here as much as this account. So people say like, oh, well, nobody goes to the social tab or the promotions tab. Yes, they do. They do. It is crazy how people say one thing, but in reality, it's actually another thing that is happening. So people do go to these tabs. They do check them. Not everybody knows as much about the internet as maybe you and I. So they do explore all these options. They don't understand that people are marketing to them, but they will click through when they see something that is of interest to them, and they will buy it. So that is kind of a walkthrough of like Google Shopping, Google Search, Google Display, and Gmail ads. So we can run ads in all these areas. For it doesn't matter if it's our own business or if it's a product or service or whatever offer we want to put in front of people, we can do it. Okay, so I think that explains it pretty well for you, but let's go back here and let's see where we're at. So you've seen them, you know what they are. So how do we set these things up? So this is the part that can get complicated. And I will tell you that the Google Ads dashboard was made by engineers. And these engineers didn't really consider that most users need a little bit of help and need a little bit of guidance and need something to be laid out simply. There are parts of it that are simply like very simple in their layout. And then there are other parts like when you go to manage the thing or looking for something, it's very complex and it's very difficult to navigate through, which is my one thing that I like better with Facebook is the navigation is simple, but Google Ads, it's not simple anymore. So if we want to set those up, you use your Google Ads account and you'll just basically create a campaign. And right here you have all the options available. There's actually a couple more too, but so there's your search. I want to do a search campaign. Boom, hit that. You're done. You got to fill in another form to provide them with all the information. And then there's display. So we want to show ads outside of Google. So not just google.com, but all over the internet, like New York Times, CNN, any sports websites you visit, any news site will basically, most likely there's a 90% chance of running Google Ads. And so you can get your ad on that website via a banner too, not just a text or a Google Shopping ad. Speaking of Google Shopping, if I want to launch Google Shopping, I click here, promote your product with shopping ads. Now, one caveat to that, there's an extra step involved with Google Shopping because we have to have what's called a Merchant Center account with Google. And we have to upload our product feed to the Merchant Center first. Then we wait for the product feed to get approved. Once it's approved, then we can create a shopping campaign. Okay, so that's a part that people really get stuck on because it's two different systems, but they do work together and they are both required in order to run the campaign. So that's not easy. That's not easy to figure out. I think that's for me too. Back a couple of years ago, that's why I didn't really look at Google Shopping because I didn't fully understand the setup and I didn't understand what they were asking me for. And then there's these ones. These smart campaigns are pretty cool. It's basically just handing the keys to Google and saying, here's my limits, go. And they will. It's very, very cool that way. So maybe it sounds easy, but hang on a second. Then you have to get to the campaign settings, right? It's not just pushing a button for a search campaign. This is where you can really get tripped up. So the best settings, it basically varies for each type of campaign that you want to run. So the first question you want to say, can I target people? With shopping campaigns, you can't. And you might be thinking, how the heck am I going to run ads if I can't target people? Well, you have to make sure that your product feed contains all the proper keywords so that when Google looks at it, it can match those keywords to what people are searching and then show the ad. If your products are not set up correctly in the product feed, your shopping campaigns will stink because you might show like a coffee mug when somebody's searching for a t-shirt. And we even saw in our example that I typed in funny dog t-shirt and I started getting coffee mugs and other related stuff, but it wasn't exactly what I was searching for. That's not Google's fault. That's the actual company's fault that set up the campaign because it didn't set it up right. So they're actually getting traffic and they're getting displays of their ads to people that are not looking for their stuff because they didn't do it right. So the shopping campaigns, it's a little finicky because if you don't get the keywords correct, your ads are going to show up in the wrong spot because Google cannot look at an image and say that's a coffee mug and then only show it for the coffee mug searches. You have to tell it it's a coffee mug with your keywords. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Now, on the other hand, for search, display, and Gmail, you can target people. So who do you target if you can? Well, you can target keywords. And you can find those keywords right in your ad account. You can go to the keyword planner and you can say, okay, I am selling a funny dog t-shirt. Type in funny dog t-shirt and see a list of keywords that you can target. Very cool. Then you can set up campaigns in search, display, and Gmail, targeting only those keywords so that your ads are relevant and showing to the right people. You can even set your location to target. You can even set your bidding style. And there's a couple different styles. And what does bidding mean? You're entering an auction. So you have to bid in that auction. Your bid determines whether your ad's going to be shown or not. There's a couple other factors like relevance score, which means how relevant your page and your keyword are to the potential audience. But what is the best option in all this stuff? Well, as you can tell, it can be confusing, but with some help, you can do it. And it starts with the basics. So we don't have to get all advanced when we start this stuff. We have to set it up in a basic manner so that it just works. And then we can go in and do the second thing. So the campaign is now set up. What's next? Well, we have to manage it. So what do you do now? The campaign's up and running. We've got it set up. We figured out all those different options that we had. We inputted the best settings. Management varies for each type too. And the management involves questions like, when do I pause a campaign? When do I pause an ad group? When do I pause an ad? How do I pause these things? How do I even do it when I want to? What metrics should I be watching daily? Are there any automated ways to do this? How would I set those up? So that is all about management. And the questions do, each of them has an answer, and it will vary depending on what your actual goal is. If your goal is to get leads, then your numbers are going to be different. If your goal is to sell a product, your numbers are going to be different. If your goal is to promote your business, your numbers are going to be different. So it can also be confusing, but with some help, you can do it. So it's working now. You've set it up, you've managed it, and now you want to get more out of it. And that's called scaling. So how do you scale a campaign? How do I get more conversions? And a conversion could be a new customer, a new sale, a new lead, whatever it may be, whatever your goal is. There's basically two basic ways to scale. The first is called vertically, and this is the same on Facebook too. And it involves increasing the budget. If you increase the budget, let it run for a bit, then it slows down, your performance drops, and you can look at the performance and see, then you decrease the budget. So you increase to get more, and if it doesn't work, just bring it back down. And that sends signals to Google saying, hey, this campaign is working great. He's giving us more money. Let's go get him more conversions. Or it also sends the opposite signal that this campaign is not working, so let's slow it down. He's slowing it down. That means we got to work a little bit harder to get him some results, or her. Okay. The second way is called horizontal scaling. And this just basically means creating more ad groups, creating more ads, creating new campaigns, more of them. So you're just throwing more at it. You could be using the same daily budget for these, the same bidding, the same everything, same ad copy, but you're just doing more targeting. You're targeting different keywords. You're expanding that way. That's called horizontal because you're not going up in budget. You're just expanding, like you're basically buying more real estate on Google. Okay. So Google handles scaling very well. All right. This is unlike Facebook, which does not. And there's a reason for this. So you can do vertical scaling. So you can take your budget from $5 a day to $10 a day on Google, and it'll be like, okay, that's cool. If you try that same thing on Facebook, Facebook might go, oh no, I don't know what to do. I can't find $10 worth of buyers or conversions on, today for this ad account. So I'm just going to show it to anybody, and your performance goes to crap. And then like people go from, 5 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 50, 50 to 100, 100 to 250, 250 to 500, 500 to $1,000 per day. And on Facebook, odds are you'll never get past the first raise without the campaign completely falling apart. On Google, they can, because of the one main difference between Google ads and Facebook ads is buyer intent. So when people are on Google, they're intending to buy something, or they're intending to do something. So they are typing in keywords into Google that with that intention. So they might even put cheapest dog t-shirt, or where can I buy a dog t-shirt, or buy dog t-shirt now, or I don't know what they'll type in. But on Facebook, they don't do that. You're just showing the ads to people who are scrolling the newsfeed. On Google, they're actually on Google actively searching for something. So if you raise your budget, say you're at $5 a day, you want to go up to $100 a day because it's doing really well. Well, you can, because at $100 a day, Google will not spend your money if people aren't typing that into Google that day. They won't spend it because that keyword was not typed in. Okay, so that means people weren't looking for your stuff, so they're not going to waste your money and spend it. Now, if more people are showing that particular day, they may go up 15, 20% above your daily budget. It all evens out to whatever you set it at. But try the same move on Google, on Facebook. And Facebook's like, yeah, okay, well, we'll show your ad more. It may not be to anybody who's even closely relevant to what you're selling, but we'll try, and it'll flop. Like 9 times out of 10, it'll flop when we try that vertical scaling. So that's a big difference. Google handles it well, Facebook does not. Does that make sense? I mean, setup, managing, and scaling are required for each campaign. Which campaign type is best? There is no black or white answer to this. Sometimes one will win, sometimes others will profit. I think this next slide is the key. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. If you have a store and you want to promote products, use Google Shopping ads, use Google Search, use Google Display, use Gmail, use them all. Use multiple campaign types. That way, if one of them doesn't work or two of them don't work, at least you have other options. At least your ad is showing in other places. And I think Google Search and Display and Gmail are the most underutilized types for guys like me who have online stores. And it's weird, but it's like nobody really mentions it, so nobody really does it. I think people are starting to shift to it because they're starting to see the value and the profits, but they just aren't using it. So there's not as much competition. You can see that the competition that we do have in that area is low because people don't know how to set it up because Google has made it a little bit complicated to set up and manage and scale. So I hope you're thinking, dude, that's awesome. I hope so. Do you think it'll work for you? It definitely can. So the next question you might think is, okay, you mentioned like $5 a day. How much do you need? What is the minimum daily budget required? And here's a big warning. You don't have to start big. I don't want to scare people and say, you got to start with $100 a day. You got to start, that's $3,000 a month, times 30 days. People look at that and then they run. And I'm like, ooh, wrong mentality, but I get it because you're scared because you don't know what you're doing and you haven't had any success yet. So you don't have that confidence or experience built up. So you know what? Start small. Start way smaller and reinvest. Walk before you run. So if your goal was $10,000 per month in profit, what would that look like? So let's break it down. So $10,000 per month is $120,000 per year. That's a great paying job, by the way. So how much would you need to spend in ads to make that? And this is just, I don't care what your product or service or business is. This example is gonna apply to everybody. So assuming you have like a 50% ROI, that means you have to sell $20,000 worth per month. So you take $20,000 minus your $10,000 in costs, and now you're at $10,000 profit per month. What's that per day? Not too bad. 10,000 divided by 30 is 333 per day. What if you don't have that? Like I said, no problem. Start small, work your way up. I just want to get you a kind of reality check that if you're spending like $1 a day on ads, that's $30 per month. Even if you make $60 in sales, that's $30 profit. So can you live on that? No, no way. Would you even bother wasting your time for that? Not really. Now, if you go up to $5 per day times 30, that's 150. Let's say you brought in $300 in sales, that's 150 profit. That's nice. I mean, it's not enough to live on, but it's nice. It gets you going. As you gain more experience, you move faster and you put more money into it. But don't dive in head first into like a shallow water, right? That you don't know. So does it sound difficult? I mean, of course it can be. Just like anything though, right? With some help, do you think you could do it? So you know a lot more about campaigns on Google Ads. Let's look at the last part of the webinar now. And that is number 3. That's how to ensure success. So wouldn't that be nice? So I have sold a lot of courses over the years. My last one, actually, I'm pretty proud of it. Did like 60,000 in a week. I'm very proud of that. But I didn't just jump from 0 to 60,000 in a week. I've been doing this since 2007. So I've got a lot of experience, a lot of time, a lot of confidence, a lot of everything. I know what I'm doing. I put out a few boot camps and they've made well over 6 figures on those so far. I coach people one-on-one for a premium fee. I noticed something. There's a lot of information out there. You can go on YouTube and you will experience this if you do. Okay, you're gonna have information overload. So what I mean is, okay, Will taught me about Google Shopping Ads. I'm going to YouTube. How to run Google Shopping Ads. Good luck. Like there's so much crap out there. You're gonna be like, oh no, I don't know what's true, what's false, how do I do this? What's the details? Why didn't they show me this? Like it's just so hard. So you go to one guy and he tells you one thing, then you go to another, he tells you another. And then you go to this woman who looks great and seems to know what she's doing, and then you're like, oh crap, now I got 3 differing opinions. Which one do I run with? and you got information overload. And information overload always, always, always leads to this analysis paralysis. So it's overanalyzing or the classic overthinking the situation so that a decision or action is never taken. And that's what information overload is right there. It means you don't know what to do next because you've got so much information. There is no clear path. There's no system. And plus, I mean, some info is just plain wrong. So how do you know what's right and what's wrong? You don't. So you try it all or you don't do anything. And you end up like this, stressed, headache, back to square one. And I've seen this time and time again over the years. I know people watch my webinars and they go, no, that's awesome. I'm going to figure this out on my own. Cool. Welcome to frustration land because you're going to be so frustrated trying to do that on your own. I know because I'm out on the front line testing all this stuff and I get frustrated myself. And I've been doing this for a long time. So it kind of makes me sad when people take that route. But I mean, what's the solution? It is to get some help from an expert who's been there, done that, and got the t-shirt already. So imagine this just for a second, you want to become a bodybuilder. So who would you want to teach you? Scrawny McGee here or Arnold Schwarzenegger? I mean, of course, right? You'd want Arnold. You'd want the best. You wouldn't want some wimpy kid. So if you had him teaching you, do you think you become a pretty good bodybuilder? Of course, definitely. But there is a catch. You can't just become great at something because you've got a great teacher. You have to do something, and that is take action. So remember the next slide, it's a key ingredient to ensuring success. Action changes things. If you're in a slump, and whenever I'm in a sales slump or I'm not having a good week or on a store or something, I always go back and I look at what did I do? What action did I take? What did I try? If I didn't try anything, if I kind of took the week off, obviously I'm not going to do very well. But if I took action, it changes things and I get out of the slump. So are you where you want to be right now? So just be honest with yourself. What have you done to change your situation? Have you got help? Have you taken action? Have you gone on YouTube? What happened? So I know like back, it's crazy now, but 6 years ago, I lost 100 pounds in 106 days. I followed a routine and a diet. I mean, that was really, I had other motivation for that too, but I didn't lose it all overnight. So do you know how I learned my weight routine at the gym? Well, Schwarzenegger's Encyclopedia of Modern Bodybuilding. That's what I bought when I was 15, and it's still sitting on my bookshelf right now, and I still look at it. Best, it's like the Bible for bodybuilding. Everything's in there. Do you know how I learned the diet to follow? Well, a friend who she's a former Olympian gave me a diet plan to follow, and without that, I would never have lost the weight because I didn't understand the diet part and I didn't realize how important it was. But now I do. I know that like losing weight is 80, 90% diet. Exercise is great and it'll help you, but it's not going to help you really lose weight. So without taking action on all that information, I would have never lost the weight. People see success and think it was easy, but it's not. It typically looks like this. They see the top 10%, they don't see the bottom 90%. So it's hard to succeed, but it is possible through consistent effort and following a system. So how do you ensure success? You need to do something too. You need to follow methods that work. Then you'll succeed too and ensure your success. Here's an example. He is just following a system. This is Jay. This is one of my favorite ones because he posted his first sale from a course of mine. Got a sale. They actually bought 2 necklaces on his store, which is awesome. Pretty cool, right? First $94 in revenue. Check this out though. Got my 6-figure store going. Thanks, Will Haimerl, for showing me the way. Love this. This is awesome. 6 figures on a store in sales. Fantastic. From that first post to that post. Someone needs to show you. Otherwise, how do you know what to do? I had somebody show me back when I was generating loan leads. Without them, I wouldn't have been self-employed since 2007. So it's like anything in life, right? You learn from people who know how. So what if there was someone who could help you learn? What if there was a program on all this? I think you guys see where I'm going. What if I walked you through every step in detail? Would that help you? So let me ask you a question. Are you enjoying the webinar so far? Do you think this stuff can work for you? So we've covered why Facebook ads are unreliable, how to use Google ads profitably, how to ensure success. So my question is, who wants to take it to the next level? Give me one in the chat box if you're good to go. And then we're going to wrap it up here in about 5-10 minutes. So I like to keep them under now. We got a lot of ones. Yes, 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 yes. Oh, I love it. You guys are awesome. So introducing the Google Ads Bootcamp. So the info and the methods that I've shown, they only scratch the surface, not even a dent. Obviously, I can't go through every setting on every type because it takes forever. Like it's a lot to digest and a lot to teach you. So the Google Ads Bootcamp is all about this, showing you exactly what to do, watching me over the shoulder, step by step, to get your campaign set up, to show you how to manage them, to show you how to scale them. Remember we talked about that? Well, this is the detail part. This is where you watch me do it. You watch me in the confusing dashboard, making it all work, and then you can duplicate it in your own campaign. So what is it though? It's a 21-day course in support, aka a boot camp. It's delivered online, the complete system with all the methods from A to Z. Sound pretty sweet? It is. Here's what it involves. The Google Ads Bootcamp, 3 weeks of training. Week 1, all about Google search ads, and we're actually going to set up Google Shopping in week 1. Well, we can't run them to week 2. Week 2, all about Google Shopping ads. Week 3, all about Google display ads and Gmail ads. So these are live trainings that you're going to see. Okay, over the shoulder training. You watch me do it, then you apply what I did to your own campaigns. Total value, $19.97 for that, easily $2,000 course, right? It's full training laid out step by step from beginning to end. That's just the training part. There is more to it. As I mentioned, going at this alone means you're flying solo. And I don't know about you guys, but if you've ever tried to talk to a friend or a family member about online stuff, do you get this response? That's, wait, what? I don't know what you're talking about. I get that all the time. That's what my wife does, and I don't blame her. Every time I start talking about ad campaigns, I can see her literally go blank and her eyes start rolling into the back of her head because she's like, I don't know what you just said. It's like I'm speaking Chinese to her. So the solution is a group of like-minded individuals who speak your language and understand what you're talking about. And that's what the second part is. So you don't have to fly solo anymore. And this is what you're going to get in the second part. It's the private Facebook mastermind group for support. So it's a dedicated group just to this boot camp, available 24/7. You get lifetime access. I know there's some programs that only allow you in there for like 6 or 8 weeks and then kick you out. I can't stand that. Once you buy the course, you're in for life. Well, unless Facebook kicks me off of their platform, which I can't see happening. But so that's where you can get your questions answered. Also great for networking because you can do a lot of business in there too and meet a lot of people who are in your shoes, people who know what you're talking about, people who will help and support you, led by me. And I put my team, but the team is basically me right now. I may be bringing on some other members, but for now, it's just me. So yes, it is as valuable as a training. Training is great, but support is also 100% necessary. So you get the training and support. Does that sound pretty cool? This is what you're going to get. The Google Ads Bootcamp training, $19.97 value, and the Google Ads Bootcamp group, total value $3,994. So just before we get to the price of all this and how you can get in, let's shift gears. Do you buy coffee at Starbucks ever? That's disposable income you're using. So $7 a day times 30 days is $210 a month. It would take you 2.4 months and you spent $500 at Starbucks, just to give you a frame of reference, okay? Do you eat out ever? That's disposable income that you're using to eat out. So say you eat out 2 times per month, you spend $100 every time you do. In 2.5 months, you spent $500 eating out. Crazy, right? Do you go to the movies? Well, that's disposable income you're using too. So you have disposable income. Everybody does. 150 times 2 times per month in 1.7 months, you spent $500 at the movies. What if instead of just doing one of those things for like a month or two, you invested in yourself? So you say you put in $1 to get $1.30 to $2 out. How many dollars would you put into a system? How many dollars would you put into Google Ads? A lot. It's almost decision time. It took me a long time to put this all together, but you've got 2 choices. You can do nothing, or you can pony up a small amount of money, and then it's just basically time to make a choice. That's what you're getting. Ton of value. It's everything you need to create and profit with your own Google Ads campaigns. There's 2 types of people who come on the webinars. There's lazy and there's take action. I want take action people, right? Here's a take action Ted. Started my first test campaign a few hours ago. Got his first sale. Thanks for the great course. I love these. I love these posts. Congrats. Information alone, not going to help you. Taking action will. So I put together a package that will over deliver on value for you today. If you want a full system that works, if you want to do this the right way from day one, this is it. You get all that, the training and the group. It's a combined value of $3,000 $994. The general public price is $997. Okay, but I'm not charging that. Although, even though like right now my 101 is 5,000, just so you can see how I can justify doing something like that. Because you showed up on the webinar, take 50% off. So $498.50. Go here, ppccoach.com/GAB. That'll take you to the actual course portal. You hit the enroll in course button, and then within there, you can actually get into the group. And there's some videos in there right now waiting for you too. So there's two options here. You have a full pay option where you pay the full $498.50, which is 50% off, and you're going to save money versus the other option. This is the most popular route most people take. I can tell you, I'm severely underpriced here at $500. Well, $498.50 for this program. If that is a little rich, though, how about a payment plan? No problem. So you can also do 6 payments of $97 a month, and that too is 50% off. So it's basically billed every 30 days, and it gets you in for less upfront. Costs a little more versus a one-time payment, and it stops automatically after 6 months. Okay, it costs a little bit more because I always have people that actually seem to disappear on me, but it will just bill your credit card automatically. Or I also have PayPal available too. If you guys need it, you just have to email me, and I can send you a link to purchase with PayPal. Then I have to manually add you to the course and the group. All right. So if you get started, pick your payment plan. It is limited time offer. Don't wait on this. The payment plan is an insane deal. So what is the guarantee, right? Simple. I 100% stand by this always. I guarantee if you do nothing, you're going to get nothing. Your life's not going to change. If your first question is, what's a refund policy? Then we're not a good fit. Just hop off the webinar right now. Your mindset's not right to do this. I've been doing this too long to even people think that it's not worth the money. So if you take action, follow the steps, you will succeed. That's my guarantee. Okay. What I'm saying is, if you want to do something different, then do it. So if all this did was show you a full training program, showing it all from A to Z, would it be worth it? If all it did was give you support via the private mastermind group, would it be worth it? And if all it did was save you thousands of dollars in trying to learn this on your own on like YouTube, would it be worth it? So let's say you want to hit 10,000 a month. You have two basic options. Option one is do it alone, which I've said, right? Go to YouTube, search for how to run Google Ads. Good luck. You're going to find tons of free training. You're going to get confused, overloaded, overthink it. Second guess yourself, waste time, waste energy, and then you're going to come back and buy the bootcamp because you're going to go, wow, I need a system. Option two is learn from me. Watch me do it. Replicate it with your campaigns. Watch me on every dashboard. Know what buttons to push, know what settings are best, know how to set it up properly, know how to manage, know how to scale, connect all the dots, save time, save money, be happy. So which option do you prefer? It's a no-brainer. Questions, post them in my group. Get started there. I'm going to leave that URL is in the bottom right too, so you can get that. So what is the difference between now and later? Now you might be feeling overwhelmed with Google Ads. Like Will just blew my mind because there's so much that I'm going to have to figure out here. Not really. You're not going to be anymore. Okay. It is a limited time offer, like I keep saying, and you'll see when you get to the page. The price is for a limited time. It does go up. And if you have other questions, email me, go to my group. I do have some common questions that I get all the time. Then we're going to end the webinar, and I hope to see you inside the bootcamp. Number one, when is the discount over? Friday, June 21st at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern. The price goes up. It doubles to $997 or $194 on the payment plan. Okay. How is it delivered? Via 3 live training webinars each week for 3 weeks. But there's already some videos in week 1 to get you started. I have to get to set up your product feed for week 2, which is Google Shopping Ads. When is the first live training? Friday, June 21st at 11 o'clock a.m. Coincidentally, that's also when the discount ends. So as soon as that discount ends, we'll take them up to the last minute, and then I'm doing the first live webinar. What if I can't make a live training? No sweat. It'll be posted to the training portal after, so there's no problem there. Also, on these live webinars, it's not like the one you just went through. It's actually looking over my shoulder as I share my screen, and you look at me in my Google dashboard, setting up things and then managing things and then showing you how to manage and scale. So it's full on training. It's not like promoting anything or that kind of thing. Just so we're clear on what the training involves. So what if I've never run Google Ads before? Good. I don't have to break bad habits. Question coming in. Yeah, the replays will be posted in there so you can access the training at any time. Even if actually, yeah, if you can't make it, then no problem. It'll be posted. So you can access that whenever you want. What if I don't learn anything new? You will. This is new stuff that I haven't showed before. Will I need to store software? Well, if you're running Google Shopping ads, you need a product feed from a store. So Shopify is good for this. WooCommerce can do it. All those other store platforms out there can do it. But you do need something that provides a product feed in order to run Google Shopping ads for Google Search, Google Display, and Gmail. You do not need a product feed, so you can run basically whatever you want. If you just have a business that you're promoting or you're generating leads, whatever it may be, you don't need Google Shopping ads to do that. Okay. Now, what does Shopify cost? It starts at like $30 a month. How much do I need to run ads? I think we covered this, but like I said, start low and just build it up as you gain experience, have success, and gain confidence. I even do this when I'm coaching people one-on-one. I don't dive in at $1,000 per day with anybody because there's emotions involved. We're humans. And when we see big money going out and maybe we have a bad day and we lost some money, we automatically want to just shut it off, walk away, and quit. So you have to get some success under your belt before you start swinging for the fences, before you go for the big bucks. So start small, start low, build it up as you gain experience. Is this right for me? Of course. If you want to follow a proven system, no problem, right? Somebody is asking, and this is for services too, just not with Google Shopping ads, right? It's all Google ads. So I don't care what you're promoting. It could be a product, it could be a store, it could be a business, you could be generating leads. It doesn't matter. Whatever the training can apply to any of those. Now, Google Shopping ads is going to be product specific, and you're going to need a store for that. But the other three aspects are not. They're Google search, it doesn't matter what you're promoting, as long as Google allows it, right? Obviously, you can't promote things like alcohol, tobacco, firearms on Google, but anything that they accept, you're good. So if you have like a local business, you want to promote it, go for it. If you want to generate leads for, you're an agency guy, you want to generate leads for a client, there you go, no problem. Google can do it. That's where I started with lead generation on Google. So it is absolutely, it'll work. We're going to go to get more questions answered. The group is best, but you can email me too, ppccoach@gmail.com. Are you in? Awesome. Is the price a lot? Nope, not at all for what you're getting. Like I said, I seriously do charge $5,000 for one-on-one, and that's a 12-week program. So this is a massive discount off what I usually charge. Still on the fence, here's two more testimonials. So here's Troy. Will always delivers, third time working with him. Learn so much each round. He makes the content easy to understand. Always willing to help. Great guy, great value, great expertise. Thank you. And then Mike, I have to say this is the best training I've received on the web regarding marketing, money well spent. Thanks for the great experience. So click that little link. I put two more in here. Evandro, I'm a fan of Will's work and a repeat member of his course because I love the knowledge and the results that come with them as he is recklessly researching and evolving his methods. I love that. Putting his skin in the game and bringing us the top of the crop in his testing as well as best follow-up and care. Thank you, Will. And then Mark, this one blew my mind, but he said, what can I say about Will Haimerl that hasn't been said before or makes me sound like, well, like a snake oil salesman? I've been exploring e-commerce for some years now, but never had the confidence to truly take the plunge. I had dabbled in it, but in reality, I was always on the outside looking in. Something had never felt quite right. In my quest to gain confidence, I've invested in a considerable number of courses and had never felt positioned to pull the plug and jump in and basically risk everything. There was always been something holding me back. It was as if I was missing a key piece of the puzzle. I wish I could say that I remember exactly how I stumbled upon Will, but can't. What I can say though is that his whole demeanor stilled the fight or flight mentality that other course leaders inevitably invoked in me. Initially, they would get me with their hype and rah-rahness, and then I find myself lost in a never land and feeling abandoned. And they had got their money, and now it was up to me to wade through a bunch of, more often than not, outdated, regurgitated material on my own. I truly believe that Will is the missing piece of the puzzle. Will keeps me calm. He's steadfast, he's real, which is huge in my books. He's invested in his quest to stay up to date in this crazy industry, and he's not afraid to share his findings and be transparent in the doing. So I really believe that if I'm going to succeed, Will Haimerl will have contributed tremendously in that outcome. When I succeed. Thanks, Will, for being the quiet voice of reason. Sometimes, yeah, I'm not always quiet, but I love that. That's like when you posted that, I was like, holy cow, that's wow, like that just is great. So thank you for taking time out of your day. So what is next? Order it and let's get started. There's stuff for you to do right now. It's sitting there. So after you order, what happens? You get instant access to the training portal. You'll be added to the group. You'll be able to start immediately. Okay, there's some training waiting for you right now, and then you're going to succeed. We're going to help you. We're not going to desert you. See you soon, and thanks again, and get started now. So just pick your payment option. Go there. You're going to save on the one-time payment. It is a limited time offer. Do not wait on this. The payment plan makes it an insane detail. If you have any questions, let me know. And so there's a couple in there. Will you have a private group just for this bootcamp? Yes, absolutely. There's a private group in there. So I am going to close on that. We went a little bit over an hour. I apologize for that. Sometimes I get excited and I ramble on. But to the people who are already in, thank you. I can't wait to work with you. And we're basically going to fire it up very soon. If you have any questions meantime, send them over to the group or send them to my email. And I will see you guys in the course. Have a great day.